afternoon. As we check the starting lineups brought to you by Food Lion. First of all, for the visitors, Coach, you see Lacey and Ralston Turner. They've combined for 86 threes. And to keep in mind, Caleb Martin, the 6'6 freshman from Oak Hill, is in the starting lineups because Anthony Cat Barber is out after a death in the family yesterday.
Yeah, that's too bad. And of course, for the Seminoles, they'll start Booker at the point, and along with Xavier Rattan-Mays, Montay Brandon, and up front, Phil Colford, a freshman out of Fayetteville, and the big guy, Michael Ojo, 7'1" from Nigeria.
And we're all set to go. Abdul Malik Abu, the 6'8", 240-pound freshman, steps in against Michael Ojo, and the tip is controlled by the Wolfpack of NC State. Tony Green, Bill Covington Jr., Tim Kelly will be wearing the striped shirts and blowing the whistles, calling the fouls here today. Okay,
when somebody goes out, Mike, you got to make some adjustments. And what they're going to do, they're going to move. We have a turnover there, first of all.
Noah's come right down, and the first foul, and I stand corrected. We were told that Caleb Martin, the 6'6 freshman, who was the freshman of the week in the ACC back in December, would start the game. Actually, his brother, Cody Martin, who's 1 minute older, got the starting nod for Mark Godfrey today.
Right, and what you have to do when you have something like this happen, and we'll talk about Cat's situation a little bit later, is you got to adjust. And what they're doing, Lacey is a combo guard, and he will play the point. Now, that might hurt his scoring a little bit. And then, of course, Ralston Turner, the shooter, he'll move to the 2. And as you just mentioned, that's where Caleb Martin, he will get the start today. And this will be big for him because him and his twin brother are both freshmen.
Yeah, Cody Martin, after that loss to Cincinnati, came out and practiced better than anyone on the team. And that's when Mark Godfrey gave him some time against Pittsburgh. And now he gets the start over his twin brother here this afternoon. That's an interesting move.
You always got to be ready on the bench. And we'll see what the young man can do.
This is Lacey, as you mentioned, a big game against Duke in that victory over the Blue Devils. Turner catch and shoot, loves that shot, and it's a rip down by Montay Brandon.
That's what he does best. Good defense by the Seminoles.
Yeah, Brandon getting over 33 minutes a game. Xavier Rattan-Mays over 33. And Coach Hamilton saying yesterday in practice, normally he doesn't like to give his young freshman that many minutes, but kind of forced into the situation this year.
I think we had 3-second call there.
Mark Godfrey in his 4th year as the head coach at NC State. Perfect fit, huh?
Unbelievable. He's done a fantastic job. 3 straight NCAA appearances, and he likes this team a lot.
First coach in NC State history to lead him to the big dance in his first 3 years.
Man-to-man defense by the Seminoles.
Lacey. And that's kicked away by Booker. Rattan-Mays off the window, doesn't go, and it's ripped down by NC State.
You need to finish that to pull off the upset.
Kisses it off the window, and Turner, not just a three-point shooter, Coach.
Well, you know, they lost T.J. Warren, one of the best scorers I've ever seen in the league. But this guy, he is a knockdown shooter, and that's exactly what he did there. Off the glass.
Lacey, Turner, both transfers. Ojo takes it in. It's rejected. Washington got the rejection that time. Hooker gets his pocket picked. Knowles come right back with it. Brand new 35-second clock. Good hustle by the Knowles so far, Coach.
Yeah, Cofer usually makes that shot. But you're right, hitting the offensive boards.
Kofer with the basketball, one of the many freshmen we're going to talk about here this afternoon, coming off that big game against Pittsburgh. Game which you called, of course. Little spin and the push. They dragged the pivot foot, but he's saying he was pushed a little bit.
Yeah, but that was definitely a walk. Good call. Kofer he likes to drive. He doesn't like to shoot it.
Leonard Hamilton now needing just 9 wins to become the all-time winningest coach at Florida State history. And once he does that, he'll be the all-time winningest coach at both Miami and Florida State.
How about that? I think he's more excited about that top 5 recruiting class coming in.
As he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, his career kind of parallels you. You took over App State when they were struggling. You got them to be a winner. The same at Georgia Tech. Wow, there's a big-time 3 by Lacey. That's just 39.
Yeah, this is going to be a key game for Lacey because he doesn't have his point guard, Cat Barber, out there. distributing the ball to him. So he's got to do it all. He's got to distribute the ball as a point guard should, and he's got to score like he just did.
You know, the game you did at Pittsburgh the other night, number-wise, wasn't that egregious, except for the shot just deserted them in the second half. They couldn't hit the bucket.
It really did, Mike. They just had trouble scoring. See, we talked about Lacey, you know, fourth leading scorer in the league, and you just can't lay off of him. You got to guard him up tight. As soon as he gets that ball, make him drive.
I thought it was interesting yesterday in practice. You know, coaches, I'm sure you've said this plenty of time in your career, don't leave your feet. They were emphasizing, when you come out on this three, leave your feet.
Yes.
Get up there in their face.
Yeah, you got to contest the shot, especially if it's him. But, you know, against Pittsburgh, against Syracuse on the road, the Seminoles did not shoot well. And when they beat Florida here, they only scored 65 points. They scored about 86 when they beat Virginia Tech. So, obviously, they need to put some points on the scoreboard today in order to pull off the upset.
NC State on top of 5-2 after that three by Lacey. 16:25 to go. Washington with the left hand loves that shot.
He does. Great mid-range game. And this young man is really, really coming on. They're playing with a lot of confidence, especially after the win against Duke.
6'9" sophomore, coming off that 17-point game against Carolina. Turpin.
Beautiful.
Very effective with that shot.
Yeah, I love the way they work the ball inside, and of course we know that's the jump hook. And just a great move by Turpin to go to the middle with the right-hand jump hook. That's what Florida State needs. I like that a lot.
7-footer. They have 3 7-footers on their team. When's the last time you've seen a college team with 3 7-footers in?
And they got a 7'4" guy coming in.
That's right. Coach Hamilton says a 7'4" recruit can run the floor like a deer.
Yeah.
10 on the shot clock now for Martin. Nice feed inside, and there's the rejection, but no, the foul. They're going to call it against Florida State. Kofor, the 6'8" freshman, charged with the foul, and inside 16 minutes right now, the Wolfpack on the road, lead it by 3.
Ronald Curry, Tony Rutland, and of course Michael Vick. And that's a great area, but we also know it's a tough area. So I don't know the situation, but you got to feel for that young man today, and you got to admire him for putting the priorities in his life where they should be.
Well said. We all definitely echo those sentiments as Abdul Malik Abu, the 6'8" freshman from Boston area, making his 5th straight start. Pass down the free throw, only 45%. That obviously he's been working on it. That's when he thought he had it pop back out.
Yeah, he's a big-time athlete. See, I thought the State would be emotionally drained after Duke and North Carolina, but they're ready to play. They're playing with so much confidence. They have more confidence than the Seminoles. But the Seminoles playing at home, they need to get a lead and then continue that play.
Martin in transition, loses the rock. Here comes Booker time. Noles are 1 for their first 5 shooting, and they lose the handle, and it's going to be NC State basketball.
Yeah, they can't do it like that. You got to take care of the ball.
All right, Coach, our Carolina Ford keys to the game are?
Well, for NC State, you know, they're shooting the 3-ball. Even without Cat Barber today, Lacey, they got to continue their great outside shooting. And for Florida State, you know, Lennon Hamilton, defense. They've got to step up and play some defense and guard Lacey.
Turner. That is deep, Coach.
Well, that was like Dennis Scott, the great three-pointer shooter that played for me at Georgia Tech. He has range, and that's what he can do. And this is what we talked about, the three-point efficiency of shooting, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're 2 for 2 right now.
That's his 49th this year. He had 77 last year after transferring from LSU. Noles have turned it over 4 times already in the ballgame. They only had 7 turnovers at Pittsburgh the other night. Brandon had the open look from the corner. He said he will put his head down, take it to the rim until someone stops him.
Yeah. See, we talked about just Turner being a knockdown shooter, and this is offer defensive pressure. You can't have that. Wide open. Just stroke. I mean, he's one of the best shooters in the league.
Wolfpack 2 for 3 from long range, and this is going to put a Noel back on the free throw line. As a team, they're shooting 65%. Abu picks up his second, and it's going to be the team's 3rd.
I like this guy. He's only a freshman. He sat out last year, but after Florida State lost Aaron Thomas, this young man, he just got thrown into the fire. He's a freshman out of Canada. He's very talented, and he loves to drive. And it's a lot of pressure, Mike, to ask this young man to step up and play. They lost their go-to guy, so obviously somebody else must step up.
Xavier Montay, his dad, Theron, a big-time scorer for the Noles back in the 80s. And that's a great point you bring up because Coach Hamilton saying yesterday 33 minutes a game for a freshman in his book is too much.
Yeah. Tough for freshmen to play in this league.
Unless if you're one of those special players, one-and-done type players, and he's going to be special in this league. Lacey, little crossover dribble off the mark this time. Long rebound comes out to Booker. Montay out of control, and it goes against the nose.
That's what we talked about, the freshman mistake. And obviously right there, Xavier, he's got to pull up, and then make the pass. But you got to stop your body. You can't continue good. This is a good call. Playing, like you said, out of control.
But that's something he'll learn to do.
Yes,
pull up.
Yes, he will.
Get that little pull-up jump.
Right, but if they're going to pull off this upset, he's got to do it today.
Martin outside, air ball, and nice offensive rebound by Leonard Freeman, the sophomore who just checked into the ball game.
Yeah, really good hitting the offensive boards and just, at the right place at the right time.
Freeman said his minutes are connected to rebounding the basketball. If he doesn't rebound, Coach Gottfried will have him on the bench.
I like this Wolfpack team. It's the first time I've seen them in person, and I like them.
Bojanowski, another 7-footer, 7'3", 240. Takes his first shot, doesn't go. And a good box out, and the rebound is taken down by Freeman.
Good idea, just got to finish it.
Freeman. Coach Hamilton was saying that Bojanowski, as far as the bigs, he's probably the most skilled big in the ACC. There's another three ball by number one, Lacey. That's his second.
Well, now they're 3 for 4, and you can see Lacey's feeling it. And what I love about Lacey, again, without Cat Barber, he's got to do both things, be a point guard and beat him a fourth time. But Derek Wittenberg, star player on that team, is now sitting on the Wolfpack bench over there by Mark Gottfried. And he's one of the assistants for his alma mater.
Good fit, huh? That's exactly where he should be.
Yeah.
Wolfpack on a 9-1 run right now. Noles trying to crawl back into it. Bojanowski. Mentioned Hamilton saying he's very skilled, but doesn't have the girth, the size to battle with some of the bigs in the ACC.
The Wolfpack are going after him. They're going for the kill here, early kill.
Another rebound by Freeman. Well, he knows what his role is, huh?
He's a rebounder. And the Seminoles are really struggling to score the basketball.
Several coaches have commented on Florida State size and how they force you to take tough twos.
Oh, boy.
So why not take threes?
Oh, boy. I mean, you kidding me? How about crossover, step back? He's fired up. Playing with so much confidence. Now, they got to figure out a way to score here.
Only 1 for 7 so far. This one a little bit too strong. Bojanowski with the rebound. Kicks it back out. Booker finally lights up a three.
Yeah, I was so proud of him shooting that ball. Sometimes if you miss it, you just got to keep firing. And I thought he was going to hesitate and not take that shot. Excellent shot by Devin.
18-8. Booker, he was 3 for 6 in that game you did the other night against Pittsburgh from 3, but probably could have taken more. And Freeman having one of his better games offensively.
Yeah, but who made the pass? Lacey. Lacey's doing it all. He penetrated, help came, and then, like you said, just dished it off beautifully to Freeman.
You talked about Cat Barber on the bench. To his credit, he exploded. Opened up the season with a 25-point game, then 15 in the second, and finally another back-to-back buckets. That's Jarquez Smith getting his first bucket.
Here we go. Now we're getting some scoring, Mike. He's a sophomore out of Georgia, and he's very talented also.
I was going to say, Cat Barber, to his credit, he's been focusing his energies now instead of scoring on becoming a point guard, because he obviously was a big-time scorer in high school. Baseline jumper, pops back out. Tom Mays pulls it down.
Yeah, good look. Good pass again by Lacey.
Booker with the drive. Nowhere to go in the land of the Giants. So Smith, another back-to-back bucket. So Smith feeling it early.
Now we got it going. Why not? Just shoot. Play loose. Shoot the basketball.
I thought it was interesting, Coach Smith was saying last year as a freshman, he said on the big stage he'd come out shaking and sweating. He had to calm down, but he's really improved from that freshman to sophomore year.
You know, you hesitate, you lost. Just go for it. Play basketball. 6 straight points by the Knowles.
On the floor now for NC State. Turner stops and pops, rattles in. It's a 2.
That was a tough shot. But these guards from NC State, they make tough shots. Good defense by the Knowles.
Baseline drive. There's an open look. Berwick a little bit too strong. And Bobby, he was out almost 3 hours before the game, taking a lot of shots. Didn't miss many. I guess it's different in practice than it is when someone in your face, huh?
Yeah, he's a freshman. But again, go ahead and shoot it.
Good start for Lacey. He's got 8 already in the first half. And Jarquez Smith, a 6'9 sophomore, he's come back with back-to-back buckets. He should be happy. 3 for 4, 2 for 2 from long range, 8 points already. And that was a neat graphic, that shot analytics. We'll go back to that as the game progresses.
Now this guy, number 5, Desmond Lee, he has played some minutes for the Wolfpack. He's a point guard, and he's tough. But what I like about this young man, you know, he's accepted his role, and all of a sudden, Mike, they need him today.
That's a great point. There's a rejection about 3 rows deep.
Who is that?
I'm not sure if it was Jarquez Smith, the sophomore, got up high for that one.
I think it was. This is Jarquez is giving them some energy. Yep, it was him.
Had 7 blocks against Pittsburgh and then 15 against UCF.
Yeah, if he's going to play like that, you got to play him instead of the 7-footers.
Check that. It was USF for South Florida. I'll just say South Florida next time. That's a great point you brought up about Desmond Lee. He had 17 double-figure games last year. Well, they got that shot out just at the nick of time.
I'm not sure he called that backdoor shot, but a nice move by Khalid.
Yeah, the twin brother.
Yep.
And the ACC Freshman of the Week back in mid-December. So we got the 2 Martins separated by 1 minute. They are tough to decide which one is which, except for the numbers up there. So Smith and Anya comes down with a rebound.
Tough shot.
How about that Duke Louisville story in the Young Center?
How about that? I heard Mike Krzyzewski started in the zone today. Good for him.
Caleb Martin with the scoop shot. Wow.
How about that?
So Caleb says, hey, Cody, you might start, but I'm going to get my minutes here.
I tell you what, these freshmen are stepping up.
Kofor, speaking of freshmen stepping up, he's fouled by Lee. But how about the shot by Caleb Martin, huh?
Well, you know, both twins are playing a lot. One of them had to start, and they're just stepping up. They're playing fearless as freshmen. What a scoop move. Using the board. Again, you know, I could just see this NC State team has a lot of tools. They have a lot of confidence. You know, last year they went to the big dance, and they look like an NCAA team to me. And I love the way they're playing in the situation that happened to Cat Harbor. This team is together. I can see why they beat Duke and almost North Carolina.
Ever since that Cincinnati loss where they got beat by 16, and Coach Gottfried said they didn't play with a sense of urgency. They played with a lot of energy.
Yeah, and you know, right now, Florida State, they got their back to the wall. They cannot let this stretch out too much. They got to hang in there. Just hang in there and try and get hot and get the crowd into it. But right now, it's obviously all the Wolfpack.
Well, the Wolfpack, 7 of the last 9 field goal attempts. You know, 3 of the last 4 ACC games, the road team has actually come out on top, which is interesting.
They run this UCLA offense that we got from Jim Herrick when Jim was at UCLA, who we got from the great John Wooding.
And Freeman off the window and one.
How about these bench players today?
Leonard Freeman, a 6'8", 250-pound sophomore, says, hey, I'm here to rebound. You know what? He's averaging 3. He's got 6 points with a chance for a 3-point play.
But, you know, he's such a smart player. I mean, again, we talked about him being the 4th leading scorer in the ACC. Now, this guy, he had the big tip in against Duke. And this guy, he's big and strong. And And again, I'm just impressed with what I'm seeing with the Wolfpack.
Leonard now with Bernard, Freeman with 7 points. 4 above his average already. Hofer from the baseline. Now we talked about you turning around Appalachian State and Georgia Tech. You look at Leonard Hamilton turning around Oklahoma State, Miami, Florida State. But when you lose your go-to guy, Aaron Thomas, that's got to be a big blow. They said they went to Notre Dame, and it was almost like mourning a family member.
It is, but you know what? You got to deal with it. Now, again, there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel because of the great. That's got to be a charge. Good call. Just backed it in there. There's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel for Florida State because of the top 5 recruiting class coming in. But you're absolutely right. You know, when you lose your go-to guy, it's very, very disruptive. And somehow, but again, it's a great opportunity for guys like Booker, Mays, Brandon to step up, loosen up, get out there and just play. Right now, they're in a hole. And I'm trying to figure out how they can get out of this hole. And the only answer I have is, you know, one of these wings got to take over, Mike. They just got to, you know, they got to grab these guys together and say, look, let's get going. Let's do something.
That's a great point, Coach. You've been there before, of course, but when you lose your go-to guy, sometimes the coach can tell you till he's blue in the face, shoot the ball. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes it takes a transition period for a kid to realize, okay, they need me to shoot.
Yeah, and they're coming off 2 rough, low losses, but shoot it. Just shoot it. Just pull up and shoot it. Somebody could get hot.
Booker, he's got the green light from outside, Coach Hamilton said. Good defense in the middle, taken away by Anya again.
Now that time, Boris just went up and shoot it.
Use some of the skill that Coach Hamilton talks about.
There you go, Boris. Good block.
High arcing 3 doesn't go this time, and Bojanowski pulls down the rebound. Here come the Knowles. And they turn it over again.
I guess when it rains, it pours. You know, I thought they'd get off to a better start. I really did. Now my concerns is, can they get back in this game? Now, you know, obviously we have a whole second half to play, but you don't want to be down too badly at the half. So something's got to happen for the Knowles to go with the halftime with some kind of hope.
Yeah, the Knowles, they've missed their last 4 shots. They're 4 for 15 overall. And we talked about Booker having the green light. Coach Hamilton saying at practice yesterday, he said he's not really made to be a go-to guy, but maybe he should feel a little bit more comfortable to launch some threes.
Absolutely right. That's what I think.
Washington, it spins out. Bojanowski rips down the rebound. Xavier with on Mays. There's that pull-up jumper we talked about.
There you go. There you go. They got to stop. That's it. Play with confidence. Great job by Mays. Pull-up jumper. They can cut it to 10. It'd be great to get into the locker room under 10. But 10's workable.
That was their first field goal in another 4 minutes. Boy, really sharing the rock down there.
Wow. He had 2 guys on him. I thought, how do you make that shot? What a move by Kyle Washington. Well, I tell you what, this kid, he's only a sophomore. What potential he has.
Outside, and it doesn't get the bounce, and Turner rips down the rebound now for the Wolfpack.
I got to tell you, Mike, I love the shot. Why not?
Martin with a left hand, high off the window. Boy, he is not shy, is he?
No.
Very confident player.
If for a freshman, I'm impressed. But here you see Xavier. And again, we talked about he's only a freshman. He sat out last year. Great move. Now look at this. You got 2 guys. Look at this. 4 arms, and he just somehow put that ball to 2 defenders.
We talked about some length high above the rim. That time it's Washington again. So back-to-back buckets for him
on a great out-of-bounds play. Wow. You know, NC State, obviously, they know what they have to do. Keep this lead going.
Brandon steps outside, lights up a 3.
All right. They're not dead yet, Mike.
Montay Brandon, that's his first bucket, only his 3rd 3 of the season.
Yeah, I love this shot. And, he didn't hesitate. Just shoot it.
Just play, huh, Coach? Just play. Boy, a little fadeaway by Lacey. He's playing.
Wow.
Whoa. Wallace is right.
Somebody's going to have to defend him.
Booker.
Here
There's
we go.
a three.
All right, we're loosening up. Now they need some stops. But obviously, I love what they're doing offensively. The problem they have is they're just doing a deep hole. They got to get some stops here before the half.
That was a deep three, too. Well, speaking of Booker, too, Coach, you take away an 0 for 6 against Syracuse. There he is again.
Hey!
He was 11 of 19 from 3, 58%. Outside of that 0 for 6 for Syracuse, he's got 3 threes here in the first half.
And this last good timeout by Mark Godfrey. He feels they're coming back, but they've loosened up, Mike. And that's what they've done the last 5 minutes here. And they're back in this game. And this is a crucial 3:44 for both teams.
Both teams young. Mark Gottfried saying last night, telling us 7 of his top 9 players are either freshmen or sophomores. How about that catch and shoot?
That was a set play by Mark Gottfried. In and out.
Raton Mays. Booker had the open look. Penetrates instead, and there's the foul down on the baseline. It goes against NC State. So we're inside 4 minutes. Foul goes on Martin. Kyle Washington's got 6. Playing above the rim here. 36-24, Pack on top. Wolfpack led by as many as 19. 34-15 at the 5:03 mark. Right now the Seminoles on a 9-2 run. Todd Mays turns.
Wow. Here we go. They're starting to feel it. Great out of bounds play. I can see some confidence starting to come in the Noles. Now they're only down 12 points. And as I said, if they could get it to 10 or under going into the locker room, I think they're definitely in this game.
Last commercial break, they were down around 30% shooting. They're above 40 now. They've hit their last 5 shots.
Do not leave Lacey.
Washington with the left hand again. Anya, you know, you talk about the fact, Coach, that he's 295 pounds and he lost 60 pounds. He said, people are going to talk about my weight, which we have. But he said, I want people talking about how I've improved as a basketball player.
He really has. And that's what he did against Duke and North Carolina. He goes to the offensive boards and gets those tip-ins.
Kofor coming off that double-double against Pittsburgh. Misfires. Last touch by the Noles. It'll be Wolfpack basketball.
I would like to see Kofor. You know, he had 21 against Pitt. I'd like to see him drive. And let those perimeter guys shoot the outside shots. He can make that shot, but I'd rather him drive the basket.
Virginia on top of BC early. You see the scores at the bottom of the screen. Virginia, of course, undefeated.
What a program Tony Bennett has. Wow.
What a job he's done there. Anya, a little drop step for Kofor. Goes down the rebound.
Too many numbers there. Booker needed to pull up, get rid of that basketball. 1 against 3.
Cody Martin is the one who started that break with the steal, and Turner thought he had it, rolled out. Here comes Raton Mays again. Raton Mays high out the window, almost had an N1. He'll be shooting 2. We were saying in practice yesterday, Coach, that so much AAU ball, and he's finding out right now what he can and can't do at this level.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, this is the ACC. And let me tell you something about this league this year. I think it's great. It reminds me a lot of the old days, the competitive games. And, you know, right now, NC State's feeling it.
Closed captioning for ACC basketball is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Mo time. Raton Mays, it's his 6th point. He's shooting 81% for the lineup in the last 6 games.
Okay, got it back to 10.
Did you say 10 or inside 10?
10 or inside, I think they definitely have a shot. They're going to have to play better, but they will have a shot.
Ball fake goes in, up and under, doesn't go, and the Noles with another opportunity to get it under 10.
Oh, you hate to see it. Opportunity lost there. You got to keep that pivot foot straight down. That was an easy call for the officials.
The point you bring up about Kofor taking it to the rack is a great point because they have a kid, a 6'6" perimeter player, and Dwayne Bacon coming in next year. He's a perimeter player, and they think he's going to contribute right away.
Those guys, they're going to have to contribute right away.
Martin with the crossover dribble lays it off the window. That's Cody Martin, the older of the two.
And it's just wonderful to see Cody and his brother play so well. As freshmen, it's just an important road game.
Brandon. There's the foul. He's not kidding, huh? When he says he's just going to put the ball on the floor, take it to the rack until someone stops him.
Yeah, he loves to drive it. Too bad he didn't get the basket and the foul there, but the foul was prior to the shot. So he will go to the free throw line for an important free throws here.
Last foul was on Turner, so he's had the last 2 fouls. And Montay Brandon, 6'8" junior. He gets to the line the most with all that driving, 97 attempts on the year. And he knocks down the first. Coming up on the Hardy's halftime report, we've got some highlights and stats, well as scores from around the ACC. Also look at the back half of our ACC Network doubleheader. It's all coming up on the Hardy's halftime report.
Got to make this and then really dig in and get a defensive stance. All right, dig in right here. And they're going to stop here. They'll get a shot. Right now it's 10. Big defensive possession for the Noles right here.
Brandon just one field goal, 5 points now for the Noles. 20 on the shot clock. A 12-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock now. Martin gives it up. Anya lost the rock, but he's got so much girth he can still flush it down.
That wasn't a stop. Got to play for one shot here now. Down 12. Boy, Anya, how strong is he? Is he finished at the rim or what?
He certainly can. Hard to stop somebody 295 pounds. Latan Mays, last shot, a little bit shy, and we have a 42-30.
Alma Mater, talk to me about the Seminoles. What do they need to do to get back in this game?
More. Even though they're not shooting well, I want to see them shoot more because you make up for that if you get the reps in.
That's exactly what I said. No, that's exactly what I talked about.
They're taking too much time to get shots off. We get right to it.
Yeah, when you come back, you talk about special. What's it like to come back when you were to a place where you had so much success here?
Well, the nice thing is you get to meet a lot of guys you got a lot of stuff in common with, and from different eras, but you realize a lot of the stories are the same, just inflated a little bit.
This one's taken away by the Wolfpack. Now, we talked about the three-point shooting, but they lead 18-4 with points in the paint as well. What about the state of the FSU program? A lot of people don't realize that behind Duke and North Carolina, no one's won more games than your alma mater.
I'll tell you what, I've been watching Leonard a long time. I'm so proud of him and the way he runs his program. And we're a sleeper here. Everybody talks about football here. Basketball's always been underappreciated. But if you go back and check out your stats, and that's our livelihood, that's our Bible, is the stats. You look at Leonard's stats. He's really done a heck of a job here. And he graduates people, and he has a good program, and you know, he's great in the community. He's a heck of a coach and a great leader.
Yeah, and I guess you heard about his recruiting class coming in. Top 5 in the country.
Really?
2 great wings, and then a 7'4" guy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have me come down here and make $200 and do a clinic.
Now tell me about you coming out of high school. Were you heavily recruited?
Was not. 6'6", 190, and average 13 points a game. That's not going to get you a lot of offers, but Durham saw something in me in terms of getting up and down the floor and rebounding, so had a chance to come down here to Florida from Kentucky.
The backdoor action, there's a foul on the nose. Now, when you went to the Celtics your rookie year, you were co-rookie of the year. Some people didn't think you were big enough to play center. You proved them wrong, obviously, with some pretty good numbers.
You know, back then they had 1 center, 2 forwards, and 2 guards. They didn't give us numbers yet. And so I like being that one guy, the center.
Here you see your college coach, a guy I know very well. When he was at Georgia, I was at Georgia Tech. He's a little bit, wow. That looked like Cowan's there.
That was too easy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to bounce play.
But you, Durham, was quite a coach. And you know, when you went to the Celtics, like Mike said, everybody thought you were too small And what a run you had there. What do you think of your Brad Stevens now with the Celtics? You think
Isn't the coaching fraternity crazy? I mean, they got in Cleveland, they got Blatz his first year, and he's under so much pressure. Yeah. And Brad Stevens been there 2 years, hadn't won much, and everybody's saying he's doing a great job bringing people along. So it's just a kind of a crazy situation the way it all works. But he is a good coach, and I like it is that even though they know they're not a top tier team, all those guys play hard for him.
Watch this inbound play here, Dave.
Well, you got to make contact with people when there's a dead ball, and if this guy gets loose, he throws up and out. You can't let people run where they want to run.
Little back screen there.
I know Billis always talks about not chucking players, but, you know, when you're a player, you're going to chuck people and get them to go where you want them to go. You let a player run where he wants to go, you're always going to be behind.
Yeah, that's it, Phil, to, get that freedom out there. They're trying to take us, get back to that.
Well, for me, the issue is shot attempts.
Turpin comes back with the flush. Go ahead, Dave.
You get more points if you get more shot attempts. When we played, we had a lot more shot attempts because nobody was bleeding the clock to get that nice three-point look.
That's what I said, Dave. I said Florida State's got to play loose and shoot the basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot it and take whatever you can get.
Yeah, I love what Turpin just did there.
And we talked about the fact that you averaged 17 rebounds here in your career. What would be the message to a young player besides hustle? And what's the key to rebounding?
Well, quickness is getting to the spot and anticipating where the ball is going to be on the defensive end, where it's going to bounce off. And then offensively, it's just a matter of effort, trying to get to it. Not too many good offensive rebounds because it's really hard work.
Lacey lines up a three, misfires that time, and Brandon rips down the rebound, and he's fouled.
Dave, what do you watch more, college or NBA?
About the same of each, probably.
Good.
Yeah, about the same of each.
What's your impressions of this young Florida State team right now?
Well, we've been so busy watching, doing everything, beat people. Haven't really been able to see much of the game, and I've seen them play a couple of times. But really, the thing is they just can't spread the defense out because nobody's going to guard people out on the perimeter based on their percentages.
Speaking of the perimeter, outside shot doesn't go, and Washington pulls down the rebound for the Wolfpack. What about some of your fans? Keep them up to date. What have you been up to? You're living in Portland, Maine, I understand?
Outside of Portland, Maine. Not in Portland. It's quiet up there.
It's beautiful up there. Are you helping out with the Celtics D-League team up there? Or?
Oh, no. We go see them play every now and then. They're doing a good job. They got a nice team, good coaching staff. And Danny Ainge is mess. I think he's got about 20 draft picks this year, waiting for the next couple, 3 years to build a team.
Well, they got to get back.
Oh, yeah.
Nice look inside.
Just a matter of time.
How do you like this kid, Lacey? He's tough, isn't he? He's a fourth leading scorer in the ACC.
Florida State loses their go-to guy. If you talk to the team, what would your message be to these young guys?
You got to take advantage of that opportunity. You're going to get some play. It's all about playing time, and you get some PT, and you got to take advantage of it and show everybody what you can do.
Cody Martin just picked up the foul. That's his third. Turner also has 3, and we still have 16:37 to go here in the ball game.
I mean, if I was a big guy on Florida State, I'd say, hey, keep shooting the ball. It's going to help me. I'm going to get rebounds, get my putbacks, get to the line. So you got to encourage guys to shoot.
I tell you, I've never seen anybody with your stats, the scoring and the rebound combined like you did. That was really
my goal was to try to get as many points as rebounds. I wasn't really a point guy as much as rebound. If you think about it, getting points is kind of cheap. For the same effort, you get 2. With a rebound, you get 1. Same effort.
Speaking of effort, right there, Brandon gets the stick back. Gives him 7. What is with all the accomplishments you had, 2 NBA championships, what's the most thing you're proud of, college and pro?
Well, I think that first championship and winning in the 7th game against Kareem's team and Oscar on the road, that was pretty special to come out on top.
Well, the Knowles, the chance to cut into this 46-38 deficit, get it down to 6. There's the whistle. Lee with the foul. Dave Cowens.
Go out and play.
Anybody play harder than Cowens?
No, never, Mike. He was incredible. Excuse me, not shooting free throws, out of bounds play here.
So FSU started 5 for 17, 7 of 11 cents inside. There's a block. Washington gets the rejection this time. Martin with a left hand, doesn't go. And it's out of bounds.
I love the way the Wolfpack block shots. I mean, they've been known to have block parties. And this guy, Washington, I've always loved coaching shot blockers. I mean, that was a definite 2 points. And Washington just, what a great block.
And then averaging 6 blocks, leading the ACC. Lacey's cooled off a little bit from outside, but Martin sets a brand new 35-second clock.
Every out-of-bounds play by the Wolfpack is set for Lacey to score.
There's a steal. Raton Mays flips it up. Out of control. He was looking for the foul.
Great play, and you get nothing out of it. What a great, playing the passing lane, get the steal, and 0.
I guess sometimes you just got to pull it out, huh?
Either that or just go in there and get fouled, lay it up. I thought he had him. Let's see. He makes a great anticipation. Now, go right to the rim. You got him on the side. No, great. No. See, he tried to do a little bit too much. Took it too deep instead of making it simple.
Lacey, speaking of deep, a little bit too strong, and Kofor keeps it alive, but it comes out to Booker. Booker to Smith.
A 3-on-1. Lacey's starting to cool off, and this is a great opportunity, and here come the fans. Here come the fans, and we might have a second-half ball game here.
6-point game, the closest since it was 11-5, way back in the first half. Whistle's going to go against number 22, Xavier Raton Mays. That's his second.
When you got the numbers, you got to finish. Great pass, beautiful finish.
Jarquez Smith that came in the first half, hit a couple of back-to-back jumpers. Now he's got 6, so he's not showing any signs of that nervousness.
He's giving them a boost. They're in this game. They're right where they want to be after a poor first half.
Smith, only a softball coach, has talked about length. He certainly has it at 6'9", 225, long arms. Lacey takes it down to the baseline. Open look for Lee. Lee chases it down to Anya, kept it alive. Anya comes down with the rebound again, and he is fouled. So the big guy's going to the line.
Oh, yeah, boy, a couple of great opportunities there for the Knowles to get that possession, but give the big guy, Anya. Just a fighter. You got Lee in the game now. You could see the momentum changing here. And boy, the Knowles were upset at themselves for not getting that defensive possession.
Kofor picks up his 3rd foul. We talked about his double-double, 21 points the other night against Pittsburgh. He's got 3 free throws, no field goals yet.
A little inconsistent. Love big guys who can shoot free throws.
So Duke bounces back after losing 2. They beat Louisville in the Yum Center. And UVA at halftime by 3 for the Boston College. And Miami for Notre Dame by 1.
Big guy knocks them both down. Looks like a little zone here by the pack. And this is where they'll be looking for Booker.
There he is down the baseline. They found him. They find him again. They keep shooting, as you said. Good stick back by Brandon.
That was good basketball. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep rebounding.
Back to 6 again. Wolfpack, they've missed their last 6 shots. Another whistle, same spot.
Brandon might not be scoring from the outside, but that's what you have to do. Go to the offensive boards. Love it. Good 2 rebounds here. Now watch Brandon here. Beautiful.
Those offensive rebounds can kill you just like a 3 can, huh?
Yeah. Forget the clock. Just go play.
Last foul went against Jarquez Smith, the sophomore. It's only his first. He leads the game. No, check that. He's still on the floor for 1.5.
I was curious by the 10-minute mark, would Knowles be within, say, 6, 7, or 8? And now they're in great shape here. They're in this game totally.
Martin With the crossover out of control. They're going to call the block against Florida State. And the look of Leonard Hamilton's face, that might have been it.
Let's see what we have here. Yeah, he came in a little bit late. He didn't have established position. This is that, of course, that block charge call, one of the toughest calls there is. But no, it definitely would have been a charge had he been there about a half a second earlier. And faced up, got his torso, and got established position. He would have taken a charge. But good call.
So Turpin goes out with 3 fouls. Kofor has 3 fouls. Boris Bojanovsky, the 7'3" junior, back on the floor. Well, talking about recruiting, they flew 4,000 miles a couple of times over to the Canary Islands to recruit this young guy.
That's not a bad trip. I'd like to make that recruiting trip.
I'll go, Coach. I have nothing on my schedule today.
They're in the zone again. Toad up there. There you go.
So Montay Brandon showing a lot more aggressiveness here in the second half as well. You ever recruit over in the Canary Islands?
No, I've recruited a lot of places, Bahamas, but if I get a phone call and I hear it about, like Dave Odom got a phone call from the Virgin Islands once, and he said there's a 6'10" kid over here, and he went right away, and of course that was Tim Duncan. You get those phone calls, you go anywhere.
Duncan, he started out as a swimmer, right?
Yeah.
Then something happened to the pool that he used to swim in and turned to basketball.
Yeah.
Pretty good decision.
Yeah. They're all over the country, and of course the foreign kids, what an impact they've had on our game. The fans really want a defensive stop here.
Tad Mays really turning up the pressure on Lacey.
We cannot leave him.
Turner. Martin. Foul. That's going to be 3 from the line, and it's going to go against Brandon Allen.
Oh, boy. I think of Yubi Brown, Mike. Never fouled the three-point shooter. Never. Oh, boy.
Yesterday in practice, they really preached leaving your feet, but off to the side.
Yeah. And he got him. He got him with the body. Goes straight up, and somehow, now 3 free throws for Khalid.
Martin, a 72% shooter out of Oak Hill. Very athletic. And you talk about the NBA pre-draft camp and those tests they take. Well, his shuttle time of 2.724 was faster than anyone in last year's combine. It's a very athletic player.
Yeah. Oak Hill, great players. See the little things that we still have so much time to go, but the little things, fouling the three-point shooter.
Knocks him down and gives him 8 in the game off the bench.
Beautiful, all 3. Attack.
James outside, too strong, long rebound. Taken down by Lacey.
I like the shot, Mike. I like the way he stepped into it.
Lacey, one of the better rebounding guards. You're talking about his 3-point prowess. He's averaging almost 5 rebounds.
Strong.
Off the screen, down to 10 on the shot clock now. Martin again, the freshman takes it right into the teeth to no avail.
Nice rebound by Allen there.
Bojanovsky as well.
This is good. May settle him down. Now let's go attack the zone. No Booker to the game, so good move for the zone here by the Pack.
Allen outside. Contested shot, so it gives it up to Brandon, and the foul. Brandon's going to be on the line when we come back. 11:22 to go. We've got an 8-point ball game. Pack 52-44 over the Knolls.
Thank you for develop the outside shot, and then he could have the complete package.
Leads the team in scoring and rebounding.
Yeah.
You know the game you did at Pittsburgh, he had 12 points. He only took 6 shots. Right now he's only taken 4 shots, but this free throw will put him in double figures.
Yeah, we don't want to belabor the point. They lost their go-to guy, and it's not about who's not here. It's about who's here. And Aaron Thomas is not here, so these other guys, like Dave Cowan said, they have an opportunity to step up and play. And go ahead and take some shots. Good 2 free throws right there.
I thought that was good advice, huh? Seize the moment.
Yes, yes. And that's what Mays has to do. And of course, Booker, he's got to continue to get hot. But they got to understand that they got to take this team on their back. And if they're going to have a victory, they got to do their thing.
Turner, pull-up jumper, a little bit too strong, and another offensive rebound by Martin. This one's taken away by the Knowles. Last field goal for NC State at the 16:53 mark. Good pass, and Anya just clobbers Smith. He said, "There's no way you're going to score."
A little sloppy here. First of all, I couldn't believe the offensive rebound by the Pack. Where was the defensive rebound? And this was not the smartest pass, and they got away with it. This is okay. They'll go back to the free throw line.
Anya didn't like the call, but he clobbered him.
I like this kid, Jarquez Smith, sophomore out of Georgia. Got to make those free throws.
Coach Hamilton saying at practice yesterday, Smith, Topher, in a couple of years, they could be big-time players in the ACC.
What I look at here is they're a team that hasn't found themselves. They're trying to find themselves. But, we're starting to get into the depth of ACC play midway pretty soon. And, you got to know yourself here pretty soon.
NC State now in foul trouble. Martin, Anya, Turner all with 3.
This guy's going to get hot again. And if he gets hot again, that's going to be bad news for the Knowles.
Lacey finds the open man. Anya with a spin, and he is fouled. He's going to the line. Boy, nice move for a 295-pounder, huh?
Excellent. Excellent.
Anya, the #1 shot blocker in the ACC right now, as we take a look at the Haviland defensive shield. More than 3 blocks a game, as we mentioned, #1 of the ACC. Right ahead of Rakeem Christmas. Christmas now just behind Okafor as far as scoring in the ACC. Christmas at 18.2, Okafor at 18.8. So a lot of great races going on as we go deeper into the ACC season.
And if you want to be one of those top echelon teams, you got to win on the road. And this is a great opportunity for the Wolfpack.
This is only their 3rd true road game this year.
Yeah, and good point. Excellent point. The other 2, they didn't win. And 2 misses after he made 2. He misses 2. So a great opportunity for the Knowles here.
Baton Mace. A lot of traffic.
Good job. That's a way not to force it.
Montay Brandon with a left hand. He scores, and we have a 52-49 game.
Here we go. What a move. Use the left hand off the bat. Here comes the crowd. There's only 3 approaching the 10-minute mark, only 3 down.
Turner gets his pocket pick. It's Brandon. And Leonard Hamilton calls the timeout just in time.
Now that reminded you of Dave Cowan's hustle.
It sure does. Leonard Hamilton, if he picks up the W here, that'll be his 1. .9:55 to go, so plenty of time, as Coach mentioned.
Ages to go. Against the zone, looking for the shooters. Where's our man? Hook it.
Baton Mace.
Great shot. Great shot.
Yeah, he'll hit that one.
High percentage shot. Fine Booker. Fine Booker.
Janowski.
There he is.
Booker outside, lines it up. Off the mark that time.
Maybe not fine Booker.
Hurrying it just a little bit.
I love it. I think that's a good shot. Knock it down, tie the game.
He's got to keep taking that shot, right?
Yes, I think so. Not force it, but that was a good shot. He's capable of making it. You're capable of making it, shoot it.
Inside, almost stole by Smith. Finally stolen by Brandon.
Leonard Hamilton defense now. Had a great opportunity.
Talk about seizing the moment. Looks like Brandon's starting to seize the moment. There's the foul. No, a walk look on Smith as he went up for the shot.
Yeah, he should have caught it and gone straight up. No hesitation. But he did the head fake, which wasn't bad. If you're going to head fake, just keep your pivot foot on the ground. Too bad. 2 missed opportunities. I love the pass.
Earlier in the broadcast, you talked about beating Duke and then almost beating North Carolina. Mark Godfrey was saying that they never quit, which he loved, but he said that the young team still has to learn how to play 40 minutes of high-level intensity.
And your point about the road.
Boy, they gave the extra pass, had the open look on. You wanted to flush it, didn't get it, but he gets a couple of free throws.
Yeah, somebody did not drop down. Boris had to come over to help out. And that was not Bobo's, that's his nickname. That was not his fault. Somebody needed to pick up his man. So you see, what's the rotation? He rotated correctly, but nobody rotated down. And you got to give him a lot of credit. He tried to go back and make the big block.
Bojanowski also with 3 fouls now. Anya with 7 points off the bench after that free throw.
They're in this game.
Oh, Turner throws it off the foot of Bojanowski, and he looks at his teammates almost apologetic.
Yeah, he knows it. Free throw rebounding. He practices it every day. Great hustle. Look at that.
It's been over 8 minutes, Coach, since NC State has had a field goal. Wow, there's some athleticism by Brandon. Wow, Montay Brandon. What a flip.
What a play. We talked about somebody stepping up. He's not making a jump shot, but he's doing everything else. First of all, the incredible steal, and how about that move?
Turner. That'll silence the crowd. He likes that shot. He knows he can make it.
He's been quiet. I've been expecting him to make a big 3, but that's okay. We got ourselves a ball game. Montay looks a little tired.
Baton Mays hoping it rolls in. He's fouled. He had a chance for the 3-point play. Montay Brandon, the 6'8" junior.
What hustle. Gets a steal, and now he goes, and he's going to lay it up.
We'll be back after a word from your local. Brian Gregory, they've had a lot of tight losses.
Oh, yeah. They had the last shot to beat Notre Dame, the last shot to beat Syracuse. I like Brian. Really a good game today at Pitt. This guy's clever. I love the way he worked on his way to the free throw line by doing head fakes against the big guy. We got ourselves a heck of a game right here.
Saw Brandon on the bench. He's got 16. That last free throw by Xavier. Baton Mays gives him 12.
He's exhausted, and none needed to give him a break.
Turner. Well, you can tell when he wants to take a shot.
And he knew he had Allen on him, and he was just going to take Allen to the hole. You got to respond, and the pack is responding.
Smith tries to answer, a little bit too strong, and Washington pulls down the rebound. Lee now gets his pocket pick. Well, I'll tell you, Xavier Baton Mays is quick.
How clever was that, though? I mean, he knew that play. That was called foresight. He read that play about 2 seconds before it happened. He was on the weak side and came over. What a steal.
Turner again. This time doesn't go. Bojanowski clears for the Seminoles. Booker. Wow, nice move. Wisely takes it in. He's fouled. Now, was he fouled during the shot or after the shot?
No, he was fouled during the shot. This is 2 free throws. See here we came over. That's what you call having a really good IQ, basketball IQ. And I love the play. He's from Canada. He read that whole thing before it happened.
Booker with 9, all on threes.
Good free throw shooter, should knock them both down.
Closed captioning for ACC basketball brought to you by Bojangles, famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. It's now time now for the Noles as they're down by 3 again, as Booker can get it to 2. Mentioned Alaska. He averaged 25 points a game, but he had tons of letters, no offers. He had to go to California to play AAU ball. Then he went to prep school in Nevada.
You know something?
They finally found him.
Now, how about this? How about this? The Wolfpack need to respond. They're back on the road. They're going to have to earn this one. That could be a walk.
They're going to give the timeout. Lacey called for the timeout, but I'm with you. I think it's borderline traveling right there.
You got to give Florida State a lot of credit. I thought NC State. I think the defense intensity by Florida State has gotten them back in the game. Now let's see if they can keep it up.
Lacey went out on the last time out, rubbing his eye after he fell to the floor.
Good switch.
Lacey, wow, high scooping shot. And he's been quiet for a while, but he scores 13 and much needed that time.
Yeah, that's why he's the fourth scorer in the ACC, and you're absolutely right. That was a big bucket. He's their go-to guy.
Knowles, we mentioned at 1-3 coming off the back-to-back road games. They play this one at home, then they go back on the road again against Clemson and North Carolina before coming home again. So that's how important this game is.
Oh, there he is. Shoot it.
Little shy Smith with a brand new 35 after the offensive rebound.
That's what Dave Cowan said. Rebounds. Shoot.
There's a block by Washington.
Might have overdone it just a hair there. But I love the freedom. I love his desire to go to the score.
Lacey and company by 4 now. As we approach the 5.5-minute mark, 14-foot lean in. Lacey gets his own rebound. Here comes Raton Mays. Gives it up right at the last second, and they're going back to the line.
They needed to get something out of that. Boy, Lacey, he just goes through, follows up his own shots. This guy's one tough customer. He's an all ACC type player. Look at this. Now watch him. Just scored there. That was a big one. Then he comes back over here. Shoots it. Beautiful.
Turner picked up his 4th. And Brandon is going for his 17th point. We're talking about Turner and Lacey, both transfers. Mark Godfrey, the word must be out there. Turner from LSU, Lacey from Alabama, Terry Henderson from West Virginia, a big-time high school scorer. Bob Huggins probably hated to see him go. Sitting out this year, he transferred to NC State. He scored over 3,300 points in high school.
Wow. Well, Mark has that Alabama connection, having coached there for several years.
He once had the Crimson Tide up to the #1 spot in the country.
Yes. Look at that great defensive intensity by the Knowles. Oh, that was an offensive hook.
And they threw it away. It's going to be over and back.
Wow. I thought Lacey hooked them, and they got away with it, but a turnover for the Pack and another great opportunity for the Knowles if they can hang in there. Now this guy Cofer's been quiet. He's an inside player. He's a hustler. The Pack's going to stay in the zone, which means that, look at this move. Beautiful shot.
Wow, coming from the weak side. Brandon keeps it alive. And it goes out of bounds. Smith said he was fouled.
Boy, did Brandon go to the boards there or what?
Boy, he went flying in there. NC State with 9 second-half turnovers. Remember, Florida State had 9 in the first half.
They're right. They're not taking. That's what got the defensive intensity got Knowles back in the game.
Booker thought about it. A 3 would tie this ball game up, and that would electrify this crowd. Skip pass. Hofer still looking for that first field goal. There's the whistle and the foul. You know, it was interesting. Recently, I know you're a good friend with Coach Matheny over at Elon. He said they should discuss that when the offensive player lowers his shoulder and draws the foul. They said you shouldn't, according to Coach Matheny, you shouldn't reward the offensive player.
That's debatable. You could, if he blows it too much, it could be an offensive foul. But once again, Mays, an excellent free throw shooter, with a great opportunity to cut this lead to 1. Oh.
And I don't think Coach Matheny was looking for anybody to get fouled. Just don't reward the offensive player.
Right. Yeah.
And punish the defensive player when the offensive player lowers his shoulder. But like you said, that's conversation around the water cooler, I guess. Raton Mays.
All right, 1 out of 2.
He's got 15.
This is an ACC game. The crowd's going to get wild here. Florida State trying to avoid going to 1 and 4.
Washington. Boy, a lot of time on that shot clock. He launches it from 3.
Now they can be patient. Look for Mays and look for Booker. And everybody else go to the boards.
Todd Mays lifts his shoulder, feeds inside. Oh, there's the stick back. We're tied. Brandon Allen gets his first bucket. We're tied at 60.
How about that? How about this game? Shoot the ball and go to the boards. The Pack, they got to block out. When those are all, they probably have to get out of that zone and go man-to-man.
Martin with the drive, goes for the flush. And Washington comes up with the basketball, the long rebound. Goes to Lacey. Coach suddenly got loud in this building.
It's great. It's great. I love it. Great intensity here.
We're inside 3.5 minutes. Lacey somehow gets the shot off, and they come up with another offensive rebound.
They cannot get that defensive rebound. Everybody's exhausted. Timeout, Mark Godfrey. Wow.
3 minutes and 4 seconds. They had a TV time.
Quit. This is what I expected early on, and they're playing their hearts out right now, and they have made this a great ACC game. And Chuck Walsh just came over to tell us that Florida State has made 10 winning shots in the last 2 years in this student.
Well, we'll find out if they can do it again. Tied at 60 at Turner. Wow, that's a big-time 3.
Give Mark Godfrey a lot of credit. Great timeout, set play, put a great shooter. How about that?
Young man who certainly does not lack for confidence in clutch situations.
And just staying in the zone.
But Tan Mays comes back. Thought he had it. Popped out. Coker with the rebound. He's blocked by Washington. Washington really doing a good job defensively. How about Ralston Turner, the 6'5", fifth-year senior?
Yeah, he just came re-screen and just knocked down through. Love the shot that Lacey took in and out. You know, Lacey and Everett they get Booker, excuse me, Mays and Booker. They just got to keep shooting the basketball, and everybody else go to the offensive boards.
It's been a battle in the ACC.
Been.
In the paint, 24-22 right now. NC State by 2.
Yeah, they're out of the zone. Man-to-man.
Todd Mays trying to create, gives it up, and Montay, he's got 19, and we've got a 1-point game.
Beautiful play by Mays. Penetration and pass. Great finish by Brandon. Another timeout.
Obviously, Leonard Hamilton.
Mark Godfrey just called timeout, and he ran that pet play of theirs to Turner. So let's see if he's going to come back with the same thing. And it most likely probably will.
You know, after Turner hit that 3, too, you had a good point during the commercial break. You said that Raton Mays took the 3 top of the key. He thought he had it. It popped out.
Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. I'll take it. No, it's a different play. Now he's going to come off a double high screen this time instead of a low.
Turner steps back, launches the 3. Battle for the glass. Washington, that was a huge offensive rebound.
Big time rebound. What a break for the Pack. Set play again. Obviously, it's back in the zone. Gotta find Booker.
There's Booker with the ball. Todd Mays has really put the team on his back lately. Cofer. And there's a block. It's going against NC State. Let's go back and take a look at Washington. Huge offensive rebound.
Yeah, they defended this great. See, that's where the offensive rebounds come, when you overhelp, but they had to help. Great job by Washington.
Well, Coach, we talk about Turner hitting some big 3s in this game. He just fouled out, so that's it for him.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Key factor.
95 seconds left in regulation. Turner's gone. Of course, Anthony Cat Barber hasn't played. Didn't play because of the death in the family. Originally signed with Tennessee, but the coaching change. He came here. And, boy, his dad was a big-time football player from Tennessee. And then, of course, with the Detroit Lions.
Nice athlete. 2 big free throws. Let's see if he can be clutch. Beautiful.
All free throws, no field goals so far. So there's Turner. He's up with 15 points.
Now, without Turner, it looks like the pack will have to go to Lacey.
Freeman. Another rebound.
Yeah, big miss.
90 seconds. 2-point game.
Yeah, the Twins are in the game, so look for Lacey to do his thing. Oh, bad foul.
Raton Mays trying to really stick it to him defensively. Picks up his 3rd.
Oh, boy.
And it's going to be a double bonus.
Yeah.
Raton Mays also takes a blow to the chops. Took the headbutt. Kind of hurt. 75% shooters in the double bonus.
Yeah. You hate to see State get baskets 2 points that way. Too bad. Call that a cheap foul.
Lacey hits them both, and now he's only 49 points away from joining the 1,000-point club. Something that Turner joined this year at NC State. More importantly, it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, plenty of time. Plenty of time. They're going to go zone. Mays got a penetrating kick.
Raton Mays.
There's a kick.
Walker. This is the 3. Anya just blocks everybody out, pulls down the rebound now with 53 seconds to go.
Yeah, got a big decision here. You're going to foul right away or not? Let's see what Leonard's going to do. No, he's going to let him play. Okay, now the one thing, if you're not going to foul early, don't foul late. Play the shot clock. Play it out. Obviously, State will hold, and Lacey will go one-on-one either by himself or a high ball screen.
Lacey, top of the key, rattles it in. That's a 2.
And that's a dagger. A dagger.
30 seconds to go.
Got to go. We got to go. He can't be. Got to shoot it.
Leonard Hamilton wants to call a timeout, talk things over. It's a 2-possession game.
Game against Florida State.
At the top of the broadcast, we said the last 2 games between these 2 teams decided by 4 points. They split. Well, they both finished 9-9 last year in the ACC. Florida State wound up in the NIT.
Yeah.
And of course, Mark Godfrey made his 3rd straight tip.
Yeah.
A big dance.
Shoot it.
They lost the rock when this game was tied at 60. Florida State hit 1 of the last 6 shots now. And that's a youth thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is a great road win. They got to stay, come back to the state of Florida. They're going to be playing Miami next, and Miami's in a battle today. But Leonard can, he's obviously going to be down, but his team played their heart out. I really admired the way they came back. I thought for a minute or 2 there they were going to get blown out. And you got to give NC State so much credit, losing their point guard, and to be able to get this W on the road. I give the Twins a lot of credit. I give Lacey tremendous credit being taking over the point. And of course, we know about Ralston Turner, tie ball game, and he hit a deep 3.
Final 15 seconds now. Raton Mays misfires. Another rebound by one of the Martin twins. Lacey, does he take it? He gives it up to Martin. And so Cody Martin, who got the start today, has 7 points. His brother Caleb has 8 points. So as you mentioned, some mileage out of the freshman twins. Last shot doesn't go. We've got a 72